It is.
ゼーレちゃん、キアナ。手も足も出ない相手だった。
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the next part of chapter 32. I know it's been a while, and yeah, let me quickly summarize and explain what happened and why there was no part last week or like 2 weeks. I don't know when this will be up, but I think we are one part short. I don't even know anymore, but after I recorded like patch 4.2 for Honkai Star Rail, I went outside. I think it was on the 24th of April. I went outside, got a little bit of sunlight, you know, came back in, and I don't know, when I lie down on my bed, suddenly my left hand fell asleep or like was getting numb, you know, like the usual sensation when you are like, I don't know, leaning on your hand and then it just like starts to tingle and stuff like that. But mine like really fell asleep, you know, it went like numb a little bit, you know. I don't know, all of a sudden I had like a weird feeling about all of this, and I stood up because my hand was like numb for a while. I went outside to talk to my mom, told her that my hand is like falling asleep and like getting numb and stuff like that. And yeah, I was getting a little bit nervous, but I'm always trying to like keep my calm whenever like stuff is happening to me. But of course I was a little bit scared because it felt different than the usual thing, you know, because it went quite numb, you know. It was like a little bit harder to like move my hand and stuff like that. I feel like after like 10 minutes or so, it went to my tongue. I couldn't move my tongue properly anymore, so I couldn't speak properly anymore. And that's when my mom called the emergency, you know, in case this is a stroke. And yeah, I don't know how to explain all of this because I'm not familiar with like English medical terms for stuff like this, but yeah, stuff went on. The emergency people came to the apartment, checked for like stroke symptoms and stuff like that. But when they came in, like I felt normal, like a little bit normal again, but it was still an out-of-body experience in some sort, because whenever I feel like something is wrong with me and I might be dying, I just have a little bit of like this out-of-body experience where I try to be calm, but I feel like I am just dissociating in some kind of way, you know, to like prevent myself from panicking too much. Either way, they told me to go to the hospital or drive me to the hospital if I want to, but we drove there ourselves, which was not making my situation any better. I was a little bit dizzy and yeah, nauseous and stuff like that. I hope I say all of this correct to like make it understandable, you know, in English. But yeah, then we went to the hospital. The symptoms came back. So while we were driving, my foot fell asleep, you know, like kind of the same numbing sensation. I had some tingling sensation on my lips, you know, and in like in my teeth and stuff like that. It was in my mouth. It was very weird. So I got checked in the hospital, but only like they made a blood test and they checked my heart, and that was it. And then after like a few hours, I was sent back home. I didn't get an IV or anything, you know. I had some pain in my jaw and neck, so since I have experienced some sort of migraine-ish type like this before, they thought it might be this again, but I haven't had like a sensation like this for like 15 years, so it was very like uncommon that it happened again, you know. I mean, it could have been that or it could have been something else. I got an MRI of my brain and my cervical spine, like the spine in my neck, and yeah, I was at a doctor's place, you know, like neurology, like someone who is like specialized in like nerves and brain and stuff like that, you know. I was there on Friday this week when I'm recording this, so the 8th of May. MRI was on the 4th, so I got this all done like in a week, and it was like kind of disappointing. Like if you don't understand, or if I'm telling you this in a very chaotic way, that's totally understandable, because I'm trying to like talk through this as fast as I can, you know. Yeah, so I got checkups in some kind of way. They were very disappointing. So the MRI results were like a cyst in the brain, which is apparently very common. So it's nothing like too special or dangerous or whatever. And apparently I have a very, very small like thing in my cervical spine as well, which could be a cyst as well, but it might be from some kind of accident, whatever that means. And yeah, in the end, I'm sitting here, don't know what's wrong with me. The symptoms were not coming back, although I still have back problems, like even worse than before. That's why I'm sometimes like moving around a lot in my chair, and also like sitting a little bit weird. My posture is like very bad. This is like nothing new to me. My posture is very bad because I'm working at a desk for like many years now, and your posture just gets bad. But I want to get like a second opinion on like my MRI results and stuff like that. So there is a lot of stuff going on. I still have back pain and neck pain, like more than before. So I tried to rest during that time and did not record too much, just the Honkai Star Rail concert. And I didn't really have time for much else because I was really resting and trying not to sit on my desk as much. I was working this week again because if I don't work, I'm a freelancer in some kind of way. If I don't work, I don't get money. So I had to work, but I worked from my bed. I worked standing because thank God I bought a standing desk years ago. And yeah, so that was quite the story. I'm still doing some checkups. So for the month of May, there might be a possibility that I will be not able to like give out constant parts. I'm on vacation for 1 week as well. And I have to work in that week as well, you know, to get like enough hours to like pay bills and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the very basic story of that. But anyways, guys, that is the reason why there might be a possibility that in the month of May, I cannot be as consistent as I was trying to be right now. But yeah, I would say without further ado, we are heading into this chapter. I'm very excited. I hope I can recall as much as I can from the previous part, because there was a lot of stuff happening. We met Seele on the moon, right? We also met Sushang and Durandal on the moon. And yeah, I would say we are heading right in. Let's go and see. We also met, so the last thing that I remember is we also met Schrödinger. And she told us that we are trying to establish communication with the Earth because apparently some of the Valkyries are still on Earth. I forgot how much time we got left. But yeah, I think that's what we are going to do. Explore the Sea of Quanta. Oh yeah. I just snapped out of that, right? I exited. Okay, we need to go back into the Sea of Quanta. Special story. Go-to story. Okay. We are going back into the Sea of Quanta. Right. Sushang was in one part of the Sea of Quanta, and we were in the other, right? Oh, you think we have seen this, right? Okay, so here we are again. We are checking out the Sea of Quanta. Pieces of buildings are scattered about. It's hard to make anything out. Okay. Sorry guys if I'm a little bit quiet. It's like I'm very tired since the incident, you know, like I feel like I am even more like, I don't know what happened, guys. I'm just so tired all the time. A notebook from who knows where, but there's nothing written inside. Weird. Why is there nothing written inside? The vending machine. Vending machine. Vending unknown contents. It's unclear where it's from. But wasn't the vending machine always there? I feel like I have seen this before. True. I love that she is like always cheering herself up. Then let's fight. Bro, like there is a lot of stuff going on in these chapters, and I'm glad that some of you guys think that I'm really like catching up with everything. I'm trying really hard, but I feel like it's like very... it's like very confusing. But as long as I get like the general story, I think we are good to go. What happened to my weapon? Okay. Oh.
今のところ役に立ちそうな発見はありませんが、大きな危険にも遭遇してません。
I mean, we just started. Can we at least take a look around first?
わかりました。スショウさんの方も今のところ同じ状況です。
Okay.
それと、シミ消しが観測した情報によると、ゼーレさんの現在位置から次の小型世界の泡に移動することができます。
To the next mini bubble universe. I'm just at the entrance. Am I not?
こちらでゲニウスの信号拡大機能を使い、転送ポイントを作ります。その場で少し待機してください。
Okay.
よし。伝送路は安定しています。
The communication channel is
その先を探索して
stable.
ください。ゼーレさん。
わ
Okay.
かりました。
Quantum tunnel. Oh. Okay, we are really now in the Sea of Quanta. I didn't expect this to come back. Oh, what is... Isn't that Prometheus? I don't even know how you say that in English. But that is the character that I have. Is that Dr. Mei? I feel like that's Dr. Mei, right?
結論はどうだった？
It is. Bro, what is happening? What am I seeing?
放射性同位体の測量結果が他の未知の要素による影響を受けていなければ、この遺跡の建造年代は
If the analysis results of the radionuclide weren't affected by other unknown factors, then these ruins were constructed
およそ20万年前でしょう。
200,000 years ago.
本当に息苦しさを覚える結果ね。怖くなりましたか？
Is that robot number 17? I feel like it is Prometheus, right? Because if I remember, didn't I say it sounds like BRONYA? And like this character sounds a little bit like BRONYA.
もちろん。ただ、それと同時に面白いとも思ったわ。
Yo, like Seele is getting all of the weird interactions and the very interesting
面
ones.
白いですか？ええ。とてもミステリアスな未知の現象だと思わない？
I don't know if I should be able to follow their conversation.
それに運命が重いほど反抗する価値がある。
The heavier the fate, the
Sorry.
more worthwhile our revolt against it becomes, right? I feel like whenever I'm not talking too much English, it sounds very weird, but at least to me.
消えた。
It's gone.
ゼーレさん、こちらでゼーレさんのエネルギーの波動を補足しましたが、何があったんですか？
She can spot my energy fluctuations? That is
今
crazy.
多分世界の泡の残影を見た気
The
がします。
ghost images of the bubble universe. Seele told Durandal what she had
なるほ
seen.
ど。実はスショウさんも世界の泡の中で3
3.
人
They
の科学
talked
者
in
と
a
おぼしき人
language she
物
couldn't
がその言語で
understand.
会話し、その後勝手に消えたと話してました。
That is crazy.
ゼーレさんはその言語がわかるんですね。
Seele can understand the language used, but I mean, wait, aren't they talking in the same language as I am? I'm confused.
はい。言わ
I
れて
thought
み
Mei
れば
and the others
確
like
かにそう
previous
ですね。
era.
彼女たちはニューアトラの住人なんでしょうか？
Are they the residents of New Atra?
いいえ、それはまだわかりません。もしかしたら
もしかしたらあなたと世界の泡の間に強い同調能力があるから、それらの残影の思想を自動的に理解できるようになったのか
That
も
is
しれ
a
ないなのです。
very handy ability, but I just thought the previous era just talks the same language as we do.
なの本当にありえるんですか？あなたも私のように自身のユニタリー性を失ったことがあるなのです。だから世界から情報を補足する方法も
If you
普
lost
通
your
の人間と少し
unitarity
違う
like
のかも
I
しれない
did.
なのです。残影というものはもともと世界の泡を構築する一部なのです。部外者の私たちと違い、その情報は世界の泡自身の空間構造に記録されているなのです。
All of the data have been recorded in the spatial structure of the bubble
も
universe.
しあなたに世界の泡を感じる力があるなら、あなたにとって言語
You
の
can
違いという
read
障害は
thoughts
存在しないなので
directly.
す。似たような理由から別の集団にとっても言語はその障害にはならないと思うなのですが、とにかく実際の状況がこうなのです。
それってゼーレさんたちに別々に行動してもらったことでしょうか？
Because in that case, Sushang will not be able to understand anything, so she can't really find anything out, right?
はい。ゼーレさんの情報収集能力の方がより高いなら、スショウさんが単独行動する意味はあ
Well,
まり
then
ないな
summon
の
her
です。
here.
確かに。それなら
Yeah.
彼女に連絡してみましょう。
The three of them contacted Lee Sushang and proposed to cancel the solar exploration.
そうだったの？わかった。ゼーレにもこっちに来てもらった方がいいね。
Let Seele come experiment here.
私
Why
が
are
こ
we
の世
not
界
going
の
on
泡を
together?
離れたら、その中の物事は再び動き出して、私が体験した時の状況に戻る。
Okay, like I'm furious in Honkai Star Rail.
ゼーレにもこの世界の泡の記録に触れてもらおうって。
You want Seele to access the
そういう意味なんだよね。
records of the bubble universe again. そうなのです。じゃあこうしよう。
私が趣味消しに合わせて情報があると思われる小型世界の泡を素早く確認して、その後ゼーレが中に
How do you
含ま
know
れている情
if the
報を
information is important if you can't really understand what's happening in there?
私たちもそう考えています。そんな風に役割を分担した方が、私たちの探索効率をより上げられると思います。
I'm so excited to see what's going on Earth.
私がいる区域までゼーレを案内してあげて。
ゼーレさんも問題ないですよね。
はい、私ももっと役に立ちたいと思って
We
います。
can do that.
わかりました。ではゼーレさんが次に行く世界の泡の座標をこう設定し、そしてこう
It should be like this and that. Done. A new portal appeared in front of
その先
Seele.
はスショウさんが発見した世界の泡です。記録されている内容の確認をお願いしますね。
わかりました。
Okay, then let's do that. I don't know, you guys need to let me know if I have to do like some building stuff in the center and if I can do this on my own. Maybe I will take some time to like... I'm trying to limit my desk time, guys, okay? Because I'm really struggling with like neck pain and stuff like that, but... Like 1 to 2 hours is totally fine. Or like maybe 3 if I take a break in between. I can do like multiple hours, you know, on the weekends. Spinning shadow. They look like slugs. Is that the right word? Why was it black and white all of a sudden? Oh, another memory. Bilby.
そういえば、避難所計画の進捗はどうなってるの？
How's the sanctuary project going?
工事の設計プランなら、すでにメビウスが作った組織の内部審査をクリアしたよ。
Oh, so they not only constructed... Oh, they did a lot.
今ある
They
唯一
not
の
only
問題は
constructed the Elysian realm, but
経費かもしれ
also
ない。
like the sanctuary on the moon.
え？
Funds.
審査部門はこのプロジェクトの経費に対して何か
I
言って
mean,
いたの？
what did they approve of their ideas, right? They didn't even want to approve the flame chasers. And the flame chasers are literally the only thing that is rescuing humanity.
現有している真相
I mean, not really, because they don't really care about humanity. Deep mines to cut most of the budget. Every sanctuary is over 20 kilometers deep.
でも妥協するつもりはないんでしょ。
Mm.
もちろん。最悪の事態を考えると、私たちの避難所は他の建物とは無関係の方がいい。
Unrelated to real
そうすることで
buildings.
初めて終焉を迎えても最大限生き残れるはずだから。つまり彼らを説得できる方法を思いついたからわざわざ月までやってきた。おや、さすがはメイ博士。私その通り。今回は月のボーリングコアを持ち帰るつもりなんだ。そうすれば彼らも私たちの測量結果がシステムの誤差だとは言えないでしょ。
And see if they still have the nerve to call our previous measurements a systematic error.
ついでに彼らに教えてあげて。私の計画書では避難所の存在そのものが火種計画の前提になっている。
Because they thought the Project Amber will be the best, but like they knew, like I am talking about like the people that are giving them the funds, right? And I feel like our people, like the Flame Chase people, they already knew that Project Amber was like a lost cause, right? Because it was only amplify the powers of Honkai. Is that the right word? I don't know. Finally has a plan. And it doesn't need one because it's just a fake project that no one needs.
それは来たる新世代のために多くを用意することの妨げにはならないわ。そうすることで今のようにその時代の崩壊が抑えきれ
Even
ない
if
も
it
のになって
may
しまう
make
可能性があ
Honkai
るとして
difficult to
も
suppress again. But what do we actually... Like, Project Amber never really did much, did it?
え、そうだ
Like,
としてもね。
what did Fuhua learn the people to make Project Amber, like, useful, you know?
一部の角度から考えれば早めに崩壊と向き合った方がそれなりのメリットがあるもの。
Facing Honkai earlier has its merits, but we are not facing Honkai earlier. We are still at
何
number
があったとしても
13.
あらかじめ律者を目覚めさせる術なんて彼らは
Because they
持てないし
won't be
ね。
able to activate hashes in advance? What? What are we talking about? For more for possible future generations, even if it may make Honkai difficult to suppress again. From certain perspective, facing Honkai earlier has its merits. Because they won't be able to activate hashes in advance.
もちろんよ。私たちのもう一つの計画がその状況でもスムーズに実現できるなら。
Is like... What? Activating hashes in advance? Are they talking about how we are? Oh, maybe... I don't know.
17号
I knew it.
私ですか
I knew that this is number 17. Seele told what she had seen to the ones in Sumeru, but in the end it didn't tell us much, right? We need
なんと
more.
なく全文明の出来事のように感じます。
Could only have happened in the previous era. It
避難
did.
所の話だったなのですね。イエローストン基地は
Based
全
on
文
which
明の避難所を改築したものですし、
Based on which
Salt Lake
anti-entropy's
基地もそれを模倣
Yellowstone
したも
Venus
のな
was
ので
built,
す。
okay?
つまりこの時代の人間がゼーレさんが話した会話を残したとは考えにくいなのです。
So that means that those are all underground bases?
待って。そ
Like
れじゃあ
Yellowstone
ヌー
and
アトラにあった
Sea
遺跡も
Salt Lake base? Is that what it... I already forgot. The ruins of New Artra also were an
火を
underground
追う
base.
かですね。
What?
そうその名前前にも誰かが口にしてたんだ。
Someone mentioned it before. Like maybe Fuhua's role was more present like in the earlier days.
月が支
But
配
I
する
don't
世
really
界の
think
泡
we
の中
saw
に
a
は
lot of that,
火を追う
right?
蛾に関する多くの情報が保存されています。それはつまり
It was their plan? What a surprise.
どうかいいえ何でもありません。
Just tell
まだ
me.
確証を得ていない考えですから。
I hate when people do
もし
this.
かしたら全文明の人たちは精魂覚醒者が月に来ることを予測済みで その上で成婚計画を含めた全てが彼らの未来図の一つに過ぎないとしたら。
I always forget that like those are the ones who don't know, right? And I'm sitting here and think to myself, this is pretty obvious because we learned this, right? That they kind of planned out all of this beforehand, but they don't know.
いえ、何があっても今すべきことに変わりはありません。私たちは何としても地球に連絡する方法を見つけ、仲間の安否を確認しなけ
For
ればなりま
whatever
せ
we
ん。
have planned, we need more people on the moon,
そうで
right?
ある以上、月の近くにある世界の泡は探索する価値があります。
つまり失敗する可能性があるとしても、私たちは今最もすべきことをしている。
May fail
そういうこと
eventually,
です
but
よ
it's
ね。
still worth it, right? I mean, it's totally worth it. And what else are we supposed to do?
はい。
We need
そ
to
れに
reach the people on Earth.
有益な情報も少し入手しました。ただ、あまりにもわ
It's
ずか
too
で
fragmented.
ま
True,
だ
true,
全
true.
貌が見えていない
We
だ
need
け
more
です。
information.
あちゃ、噂をすれば影が差すというのかな。
はい、受け取りました。ゲニウスが表示する座標がますます複雑になったようですが、これは正常な現
Are
象ですよ
getting more
ね。
and more complicated. Oh.
はい、よく見てくださいなのです。これらの小型の世界の泡に対応するフラクタル次元が不安定
Some
なようなの
external
です。
factors may have
何
altered
らかの
them.
外
Okay.
力の影響かもしれないなの
Is
です。
Kevin interfering?
成婚計画の
わからないなのです。とにかくさらな
If
る
it's
判
not
断をす
Project
るのに
Stigma
必要な情
itself,
報
it's
は
probably
まだ足りない
Kevin.
なのです。だから次もお願いするなのです。はい、任せてください。
Okay, let's check it out. Here we go again. Like the bits and pieces that we are seeing
ここ
are
は
too
他の世界の泡よりずっ
confusing.
とボロボロ。まるで崩れて何もなくなった空間みたい。
A space that has collapsed beyond salvation. Oh, there they are again.
月に着いたね。17号。
Okay. Is that the con artist?
はい、月に到着しまし
We've
た。
landed on the
計
moon.
画通りに行けば、私たちはこ
We
こで
will challenge the
終焉の律
hash
者
of
に挑むことに
finality
なりま
here.
す。
True. I mean, we already know that that is what they did, right? Challenge the final hash on the moon.
ですが、事実に基づいて話すと、今回の私たちの行動に詳細
That
がある
sounds
とは思いませ
promising.
ん。そうだね。私もそう思う。
I think that's the con
みんな
artist, right? Like
そう
how she
思ってる
talked.
だろうね。
Hmm.
それは
That is actually sad.
私たちは成し遂げなければならないことをするまでだよ。
Oh, Phyllis. That was weird. Why is she just passing by?
パルドは
Ooh,
ずっと楽観主義者ですね。
the music is quite sad now.
そうかもしれないね。でも知ってる？今日彼女が担当するのは必ず犠牲になると言える仕事なんだ。必ず犠牲になる？そう。彼女は終焉の律者が目覚めた瞬間、自分のあらゆる幸運をかけてあの扉を開けないといけない。
On pure luck to open the... what? Activating the hash of finality. How do you activate it?
君がこれから侵入するあの扉をね。
Wasn't Mobius talking about putting a virus into the hash of finality?
ですが、終焉の律者を休眠状態にしてから対応することはできませんか？そうだけど、終焉の律者の活動が止まったら扉を開けるチャンスも一
We'll
緒に消え
also
るんだ。
lose the chance to open the door. Which door are we talking about?
だからそれを開けるのは誰であれ、
So the one scene that we have already seen during the Elysian Realm chapters with like Felis and the Hash of Corruption, isn't it as sad that like all we have seen in like the Elysian Realm with the Hash of Corruption was basically their story? And I feel like this is like related to this one scene where Felis also sacrificed herself, like her data model, to like give us the opportunity to hold the Hash of Corruption.
融合戦士でも致死量となる崩壊エネルギーを近くで受けなければならない。
And the one opening the door has to sustain Honkai energy radiation at close range that's even lethal to a mantis. I feel like we are talking about the door that has to be opened in order for us to plant the virus inside the Hash of Finality, right?
そう。君も見たでしょ？それでもパルドは少しもひるんでないの。きっと死が怖くないわけじゃないと思うんだ。
She is very much afraid of dying, right? We experienced this.
彼女はただ私たちと同じように自分しかやり遂げることができない運命を背負ってるだけだよ。
That like how history repeated itself in a slightly different way in the Elysian Realm, right?
あなたたちの運命はこうなるはずではありませんでした。
You're not supposed to have such fates. Well, you can't really choose,
私も
right?
そう思うよ。エリシアがかつて私たちと一緒に撮影
The
した
film.
あの映画のように古武術が得意なフア、釣りと昼寝が好きなパルド、
Ah, that is
医者の
cute.
スー、夜遅くまで働くサクラ、インドア派の私、冷たいコードを打つケビン、お菓子作りが上手なセンゴー。
Wait. Why does this remind me of like the Golden Courtyard anime?
それから大学教授のメビウス、高校生のコズマ、有名な画家のグレーシュ、黄金の庭園の大家のエデン。
Wait, that was a
夜勤
film
看護
she
師のア
shot
ゴニア。
for them. That is quite cute.
そしてフリーターだけどピンクの妖精さんという愛称でネットではかなり
That
有
makes
名
me
人の
sad.
エリシア。それこそが私たちが得られるはずだった平凡で普通の運命。そうでしょ？
I mean, they deserve nothing less, right? A normal life.
でもケビンが言ったように僕たちは知っている。この世界はもう救えないと。
That is
それで
so
も僕た
sad.
ちはヒーローにならなければならない。
I mean, to be honest, they did like a very great deed in order to like give the world a chance, right? So, I mean, at some point, someone just has to do something.
つまり弱く無力で自分を卑下する存在でも自分のために生まれた意味を作りたくなるものでしょ。
I mean, it depends on what kind of purpose you're looking for, right? Like, purpose can be in a lot of things.
できるだけあなたたちの意味が無駄にならないようにします。
ありがとう。でもできれば君にはそれを自分の意義だと思ってほしい。
But wasn't number 17 a creation of Mobius? Is she supposed to represent a version of Klein? Maybe?
また消えちゃった。どうやら今のは過去の人たちが終焉の律者と対峙した時の記録みたい。早くみんなに教えないと。
I mean, it rather tells me that they were planning different stuff as well.
ここの信号は少し不安定だからもう少し待つことになるかも。
Who is talking to me?
緊張しないでゼーレちゃん。敵意は
Future
ないよ。
Ai-chan.
たまたま空間信号が不安定な状況になったから こうして現れただ
Maybe
けなの。
Ai-chan is Seele. I mean, you're no harm. This just happens to be how I look when the space signal is extremely unstable. I mean, you look kind of good.
あなたはこの世界の泡の人じゃないですよね。
Didn't she say she was from the future? But how is it even possible?
もちろん。だってこの世界の泡はこんなに小さくてボロボロでしょ。ここに残ったあらゆるものは外の人になんて反応しないよ。
I'm so curious to hear more for this character because it feels like this has something to do with like Mobius, because why would Ai-chan appear like this?
彼女たちはただの映像。それ以外の何でもないの。
今敵意はないって言いましたね。じゃあ私たちを助けに来たんですか？
それに関してははいって言いたいけど、残念ながら
There's
今の
not
私
much I
は
can
まだ何
do.
もできないの。
Why not?
私が手にした知識じゃあなたたちにとっては円錐かつを救わずかも。
You can still tell
Demo.
me?
なんて言えばいいのかな。少なくとも空間信号が不安定な時にこうして現れて、暗闇の中であなたたち
And
の
chat
話
with
し相
you in
手
the
になるこ
dark
と
when
は
the
で
spatial
きる
signal
よ。
is unstable. Okay.
とはいえ、どうか私の名前は聞かないで。ほら、人には言っちゃうといろいろ不都合な
Don't
秘密があ
ask
るか
for
ら。
my name. I thought she was just Ai-chan.
わかりました。じゃあ別の質問をしてもいいですか？
I feel like there is something like coming up that will absolutely blow my mind.
どうして私の名前を知ってるんですか？
Wait, she knows our name?
あなたに会ったことがあるからだよ。未来の漁師の海で。だけどね。
When looking at my future in the Sea of Quanta, okay.
あ、変わった表現を使っちゃった。私は時間結晶で生きる命だから。あなたとは過去と未来に関する認識が大きく違うかもしれない。
Is she a manifestation of the virus? How I perceive the past and the future is very different from you. I'm a being living among time crystals. Maybe she's connected to the finality.
でもそうなるとあなたにとっては未来も
The
過去の一
future
部
is
にな
just
る
a
んですか？
part of the past. Very interesting perspective.
そうでもないよ。空間結晶のように時間結晶も絶対的に対象というわけじゃない。私自身にとって未来は過去と運が共に織り出すものだから。
There are some distortions in the music in the back. Like space crystals, time crystals aren't exactly symmetrical. Even for me, the future is woven out of the past and chance.
ただ、名前というものには十分な安定性があり、偶然の要素で変化したりしない。だから、あなたの名前を呼べるんだよ。ゼーレ・フェレラちゃん。
I don't think I understand what she's talking about. Information like names doesn't typically change without a reason. What?
じゃああなたは何らかの形の未来人ってことですか？
That's what I said. She's from the future. But why did she explain it so weirdly? I'm a being living? I don't know.
そうとも言えるかな。そしてその理由もはっきりしてる。成婚計画だよ。
So we are not just dealing with like past projections. We are also dealing with future stuff.
すでに気づいてると思うけど、成婚計画のせいで地球の空間が歪み、強制
As I'm
的
sure you
に
know
あな
by
た
now,
たちを月へと送った。工学的に言うと、そんな大規模な空間階層にミスがないわけがないよね。その結果の一つとして、私を誕生させた時間結晶が構築されたの。
Resulting in the time crystal that allow... Wait, what? Transformation of space left holes. Holes where? What?
もともとマユが支配する世界ではそんな現象が発生する可能性はないんだけど、成婚計画によってあなたたちの世界は
This would be impossible in a world ruled by Cocoon. Wait, I thought Cocoon was an organization from the previous era. Was it not? I'm always getting confused with this kind of stuff. But Project Stigma has thrown your world off its axis temporarily. Off the time axis? That's why she was born from the time crystal?
その過程は終焉の律者が世界を破滅させることと同じ論理だけど
The logic is the same as the hash of finality annihilating the world. It's just that those behind it think they are saving the world. I mean, they kind of do, but at the same time, it means killing everyone.
あの人たちってユルムンガンドのことですか?
She means the flame chasers, honey.
もちろんだよ。あんなに大胆で無謀なことをする人は他にいないでしょ?
Aren't you the one to stop them and put an end to finality? I mean, we are trying.
確かにそうだとは思いますが、正直に言うと、私たちも石橋を叩いて渡ってるような感じです。
We're taking this one, yeah.
その点においては心配ないと思うよ。だって本当にすごいことはいつも考えながら行動する中で実現するからね。
So that means she's basically telling us to just start taking action?
戦略を練って遠くから勝利を得るなんて結局性的社会の一つの現象に過ぎないよ。
How much you can plan depends on the situation,
問題
that's
と分
true.
析次第だもん。でも考えてみればそうだよね。私がここに現れることができるなら、ある意味ではあなたたちを助けられると思う。
And why is she so weird about names? Because it would change the future, maybe? If we know her name now?
あなたたちは今、漁師の海を通して価値のある世界の泡を見つけようとしてる。
はい、そういうことになります。
なら、時間結晶の中の存在である私は、デコヒーレンスの過程をある程度逆転させて、あなたたちと最も関係のある世界の泡の位置を見つけ出せる。
Okay, then do that, please.
そうしたら、私たちはその座標を通して地球に戻れるんですね。
それはできないと思うよ。
Sad. I mean, I'm glad that at least Seele is understanding what she's talking about.
そこも月の付属空間。かつて何度も終焉に壊されたところだから。
That space will still be tethered to the moon, a zone that's been annihilated by the finality more than once. What, Earth? Wait, am I lost today?
地球に戻る方法じゃなくて、あなたたちが見つけられるのはむしろ
You could find someone familiar. What? The fantastical individual claiming to be from a time crystal was transmitted through unstable space. Like, why are we bringing in so much new stuff? Like, the time crystal, I don't think that was ever mentioned anywhere. Or at least I don't remember. Maybe, like, somewhere early or maybe in the auto chapters. But besides that, I have never heard about this. The moment before the transmission vanished, a special string of data was injected into Seele's genius. It was indeed a very special bubble universe. It was completely shut off from the outside, harboring its secrets within. Just like a cage trapping a fairy tale princess.
Kiana. 早く起きてください、Kiana.
BRONYA and Kiana. Yo, I haven't seen them in such a long time. The flowers look beautiful. Kiana. Sleeping Beauty, that is funny. No.
これから語られるのは規則の話です。
Is that SENTI?
しかしその前に一つ質問に答えてほしい。あなたは神の存在を信じていますか？
Do you believe in God? How do you understand God?
神の存在をどう理解していますか？
Who knows?
あの疎遠で奇怪な意志はあらゆるものを理解し支配している。しかしそれならなぜ誰もその姿を見たことがないのでしょう。
No one has ever seen God with their own eyes. No one really knows if a God exists, right?
今日 私たちはその答えを見つけ出さなければなりません。
That is somehow like Fuhua's voice, but I feel like it is more like Senti by the way she's talking. Okay. Wait, why are we repeating that scene? It just repeats itself. Am I in a loop? Oh, okay. Control Kiana to wake her up. That is an amazing picture. So, does that mean, because in the previous scene we are taking a lot of time to like dissect all of this because it's hard to understand, but does that mean what Ai-chan from the future told us was about this like very special bubble universe? Does that mean our other girls that we think are on Earth are not actually on Earth, but they are in a secret bubble universe? Okay, let's control her to wake her up. This isn't hard, at least for now. Why would you come to Schicksal HQ? This is not Schicksal HQ, you're lying in the sea of flowers. The girl was obviously confused. Everything before her seemed out of place, as though she was not thinking straight. So they are in the Sea of Quanta. So they are not actually on Earth anymore, right? But does that mean Earth is gone now? Even with her partner explaining things to her, she still did not immediately know where she was. The strange space known as the Sea of Quanta was not a concept that could be easily understood or explained, sure. I feel like at some point I have to go back, create another account, or like, yeah, create another account, play through all of this in like one go, you know, and like see if it makes a lot more sense, because I feel like whenever I'm trying to like figure out a game during my first playthrough, there is like so much I don't understand, you know, and whenever I go back and replay games, things make so much more sense. Then I fell asleep and started lucid dreaming. I can't believe that we are seeing Kiana again. It's been such a long time. Oh, it had been a long time since she had dreamed. After truly mastering her Herrscher power, her sleep had become deep and restful, and she no longer dreamed as she once had. Interesting. Why does she sound happy about this? But she was mistaken, confusing it with the dreams brought on by the Herrscher core. Control Kiana to look around. Is it really Herrscher of Sentience that is trying to control Kiana right now in order to like save her? Oh. Makes sense. I would be a little bit panicked, but that's fine. Like imagine you think you're dreaming. True. Imagine Bunny. Okay. I did not expect to see Kiana this early, but I'm all here for it. I swear, I did not know, but there is like literally Bunny. That is funny. I really didn't know, I swear. She barely stretched out her hand, and the form she had just seen dissipated like a bubble. The voice just reminded me of like Silverwolf from Honkai Star Rail, and like Silverwolf is more of like a version of like Bunny. Like Kiana never was in the Sea of Quanta before, right? Why is BRONYA so lively in my dream, right? Control Kiana to look around. Okay. It is Senti. I feel like it's just because...
Yes.
Bro, what is
友か
happening?
敵か選びなさい。
Wait, is Senti in the Sea of Quanta? And why would you talk to Kevin? How did you even find Kevin in the Sea of Quanta? Bro, what is happening here? Head toward the source. Wait, that is not Senti, right? Oh, it is Senti. But where is Kevin?
やっぱり前と同じなんだね。
Disappeared.
まずい。やっぱりうまく使えません。
I still can't use it
ブ
easily.
ローニャ
She could sense something was off.
ブローニャどこにいるの
Give Kiana a
ま
suggestion.
さか、これはそもそも。
This isn't a what? What are we talking about, man? Oh, we are... Why are we here now? What is this? Ooh. Okay. Oh, now we have to fight.
これは夢じゃなかった。けど、どうして
I mean, of course she would think that this is...
律
Oh,
者の力が自由に使えない
Hash abilities can't be used here, why not?
私の番
Hold the button. Yeah, I'm trying, but I need to dodge, guys. Skip tutorial.
キアナの
Why would I need a tutorial? We have already fought many times with this battlesuit. Okay, it's dead. Let's go on. I don't know if I finished my sentence, but of course Kiana would be like confused. She was never here before, right? Or at least I can't remember her being here. Why are there so many monsters now? Or the slugs again? I'm just trying to dodge. Okay, let's go on, we got it. What is happening? But where is the real Bronya though? Like Hexabunny and Bronya are two different people, right? Are they not? Or at least I thought they were. Bro, can you stop? I dodged, I swear. Maybe I should just leave. With boosted speed. Oh, that doesn't sound too great. I dodged, I swear. Like, bro. Why does Kiana get like the powerful enemies? Or like the most annoying one? Bro, let me shoot you.
なんとかして抜け出さないと
I need to find a way out, true. More? Bronya!
重装詐欺
There is
全部総
Bronya.
展開
Bronya doesn't have a battlesuit that is that
ブロ
powerful.
ーニャなんだね
Wait, she's really there. But what about the Hexabunny stuff?
大丈夫ですかキアナ。
Bronya, why are you here? Tag Otaku?
ブローニャのおかげだよでも一体どういうことなの
I don't know, man. What's going on?
漁師の影です。そしてここは紛れもなく漁師
She
の海
knows,
です。
she knows. Syria was here before.
漁師の海つまり私がさっき見たのは
おそらく世界の泡の間に散らばっている投影でしょう。
Images scattered between bubble universes. So we had images of Senti and Hexabunny. Which is kind of crazy.
漁師の海に入るなんて一眠りでできるような簡単なことじゃないよ
Entering the Sea
ね
of Quanta isn't as simple as falling asleep,
ここに
right?
来る前私は 天命の訓練場にいたはずなのに。そうだ、あの時私は着いたばかりのデュランダルに挨
Oh,
拶
they
してた
saw
んだっ
each
け。
other. And then Durandal was just on the moon.
やっぱり適応具合によるのかもしれません。ブローニャに至っては意識がある状態でここに来ました。
Even I arrived here fully
空間に
awake.
波動が生まれたんです。
And then spatial fluctuations happen without
な
warning.
ので今いるここが何らかの大規模な現像の中だという可能性も完全には否定できません。
それって大巨山で四季の律者と遭遇した時みたいな。
ええ。でも少しデタラメなその状況を除けば残るのは
That this is really the Sea of Quanta?
何らかの力が空間と対象の制限を無視し相手を強制的に移動させ、量子の海に封印したという可能性だけです。それに比べたら現像の方がまだ気分がいいかもしれません。
Well, unfortunately, it's not an illusion, right? Give Bronya a suggestion, give Kiana a suggestion. What am I? Am I just what? I'm just manipulating everyone. Give Bronya a suggestion.
もしそういった複数
Suggestion.
人を強制移動させる手段が本当に存在するなら、それはさておき、ここはブローニャが開演の目に入った時とは微妙に違うとはい
I
え、
can't find
目
any
立った
crack
ほ
in
こ
the
ろびはないよう
illusion.
です。なので、もしここが現像だとしたら、量子の海をよく知ってる誰かがここを作ったということになります。
So does that mean that their Sea of Quanta is different from the Sea of Quanta that we entered with Seele? Because they are always talking about if this is an illusion, right? So what if those who manage to be stigma awakened are on the moon, right? And those who are not are still in like this weird space trying to become stigma awakened, maybe.
そっか。でもその微妙な違いって何？
ここは理論上はほとんど発生しない特殊な状況に
We
陥っ
have
て
a
いるよう
unique
です。
circumstance that theoretically should be
な
impossible.
んて言えばいいのでしょう。
Give Bronya the answer.
そうですね。今ブローニャたちがいる量子の海に属する空間は征
I don't know
服
what
さ
that
れたも
means.
のと言えるかもしれません。
The space belonging to the Sea of Quanta could be said to be subjugated.
原理はまだわかりませんが、とある世界の泡が境界を破ってこの海域を自身の衛星または付属ユニットにしたようで
A
す。
certain bubble universe seems to have broken through the limit and made the sea its satellite. But the bubble universe that apparently broke through the limit, isn't that the thing that Kevin created? So this is what's like actually breaking through, right?
そんなことありえるの？
Don't ask me, Kiana. I'm just trying to understand everything.
普通はありえません。ですが、いいえ、とにかくここを出てみないと、いくら推測しても意味はないと思います。これ
I
も
feel
ブ
like
ロ
in
ー
the
ニャたち
first
がここを出な
part,
ければならない理由の一つ
I
です。
had less trouble to
倒しても倒
understanding
しきれ
what's
ないみ
going
たいだ
on.
ね。ブローニャ、どうすればいいの？
ブローニャは先ほどの方法で火力支援し、道を開きます。キアナはその方向へ
You
行き、
can make a
突破し
break
てく
in
だ
that
さい。
direction.
わかっ
Okay.
た。キアナのターン。こ
Okay.
の方向は何か特別なところでもあるの？
ブローニャたちの存在に気づくまで、量子の影はずっと特定の方向
That
に
was the
向かっていまし
direction the
た。
quantum shadows were headed in.
兵
Okay.
力を集結させているみたいに。
それっ
As if
て
there are
ブ
massive
ローニャが
troops
話して
there.
た漁師の海の征服と関係あるの？
Oh, I still need to
わかりません。
kill that one.
が、怪しいと思います。
けどブローニャも律者の力を使えないの？漁師の海にいる時の副作用とかじゃないよね？
はい。それはもう一つの説明がつかないことです。おそらく、相手の目的は、いいえ、証拠も不十分ですし、 判断するには時期尚早です。
I'm trying to understand what they're saying, but I have to find. So why are we not able to use harsher powers here? What is it holding on to? Okay, let's just go on. So we're seeing all kinds of different POVs now, trying to figure out what the hell is happening here. Oh, there is a rift in space. Right now, they're attacking space.
やっぱりこういった征服にも相当な代価が必要なようですね。この漁師の影たちは征服を行ったものではなく、
Okay.
漁師の海にある一部の空間を世界の泡に入れた時に数えきれないほどの敵もやってきたってことかな。つまりあそこが開園の目みたいな接続点なんだよね。でもこういった延々と続くような規模を突破するには
律者の力を使えない今の状況では、少なくともブローニャたち以外の3つ目の力にサポートしてもらう必要が
I
あり
feel
ま
like
す
we
ね。
are soon meeting up with Seele, right? Because like Ai-chan and Seele are working to like find a special bubble universe, right?
つまり今は警察に進むべきじゃないかもしれないってこと？
But I still don't understand. So they fell asleep as well, and now it feels like they are in a different type of Sea of Quanta. Like maybe they are in the bubble universe. That's why they think it's some kind of illusion, right? Maybe they are in the bubble universe that Ai-chan was talking about earlier.
私はそんなに理論とかを知ってるわけじゃないけど、向こうの世界の泡が有効的なものだって誰も保証できないんだよね。
そうですね。とはいえ、
Give BRONYA a suggestion.
どうしたの、ブローニャ？
ここは手分けして行動しましょう。
We should not. Why is everyone splitting up?
漁師の海に残って影たちと戦い続けるより、向こうにある世界の泡に潜むリスクを選んだ方が安全かもしれません。ここでくるくる回っていても誰かの助けを待つだけになってしまいます。ましてや、なぜ律者の力が制限されているのかを明らかにする
No
のは
one
無
can
理で
use
しょう。
harsher powers here, apparently, right?
ブローニャは重装ウサギと共に漁師の影を引きつけます。あとは、
Okay.
キアナの得意分野ですね。
Okay.
その間を利用してここの空間の壁を壊せばいいの？
はい。力任せで
You can
構いま
brute
せん。
force it, okay?
そして
And
新
then
しい
find a
道
new
を
way
も
or
しくは
somehow.
ブローニャたちが考えている力を見つけてください。
And BRONYA just stays here or what?
キアナの心配はわかります。ですが、重装ウサギのサポートもありますし、ブ
Okay.
ローニャの方がより多くの時間を稼げます。
They're kind of matching in colors, right? The white and the red.
それに、キアナは空の律者の力も持っています。今は制限を受けていますが、
Something is better than
1は
nothing,
必ず
right?
0より大きい。
I
そう
mean,
ですから、もし担当を交換してしまうと、より効率が悪くなります。
別にそんなことは考えてないよ、ブローニャ。
okay.
さっき合流した時もブローニャは新しい戦術を試してたんだよね。無差別な火力を密集させ敵を制圧しつつ仲間を傷つけないようにリアルタイムで正確にコントロールし誘導する。
それはどうでしょう。しかし重要なのは、断りの律者の力は無形のものにも一部は機能するというところです。
例えば戦術や計略とかにもってこと？
そう解釈しても構いません。具体的に言えば、精密機器の工場で 3D プリントの技術を使ってコストを削減する
That
とい
is
う方
funny.
が近いかもしれませんが。
私その方面の知識はわからないや。
Same.
でも十分に訓練をしていないような状況ではやっぱりリスクがあるんだよね。
大丈夫です。相手はキアナですから。
She suddenly stopped, realizing what she said was inappropriate. Yet after quick
ええ
thinking,
そういうことです。相手はキアナですから。
私も同じだよ。相手はブ
Cute.
ローニャだから心
I
配
like
して
them
ないし。
together. I miss them.
でも本当に戦い始める前にやっぱりどうしても言っておきたいんだ。
You know, like,
気をつけて
even though
ってね。
Kiana's somehow the main character, like, each character that we are playing, no matter if it's like Seele, BRONYA, whoever we play throughout all of these chapters, they have their own stories, and I think that's so unique for like the gacha game storytelling, because usually you are stuck with the main character that has no like recollection of like what they were before we played them, right? They have these unique powers, but at some point they don't really feel like important for the story or important enough. They sometimes feel like very shallow, like on the surface level, just like from an emotional standpoint, right? And I feel like Honkai Impact is doing a way better job in like portraying their characters because we are experiencing their stories from their own point of views, which makes each of them like a focus of their stories.
矛盾してるかな。
Also, like the switching in, like I do have characters, but they are giving me like story characters that are relevant, so I always feel like more immersed in the story than I do with like my own team in like the other gacha games.
人間は矛盾を抱えている生き物ですから
Because
ね。
you don't really need characters as of right now, like as far as I have played, you don't really need your own characters for anything.
もちろん、できるだけ気をつけます。
Well then,
Yeah.
bye bye. BRONYA moved towards where the quantum shadows had gathered and assumed an attack
急
stance.
ぎましょう、キアナ。
Yeah.
それと、空の律者の力はまだ自由に使えないんですよね。
高い場所から落ちた時
Falling from height?
大
What?
丈夫です。初めてではありませんし、少し
What is she
痛くなる
doing?
だけです。
It might hurt a little. It was difficult to tell who those words were meant for. Oh god. The first strike was more of a bluff, not taking up too much of BRONYA's power. Precision was a dance based on understanding. She had displayed astounding mastery over details ever since she began learning to shoot as a child. That doesn't make it any better, BRONYA. Up until she was chased away by enemy hordes, BRONYA had maintained her composure through silence. Watching her recede into the distance, Kiana breathed a sigh of relief.
さすがだよ、ブローニャ。
True. For a while, she was unsure about what BRONYA was thinking. Throughout their history, BRONYA had always done her best to lay the foundation for victory, but yet oftentimes she had already fallen when the critical moment came. Despite having made exceptional contributions, she must still blame herself for it. Yet Durandal told her that most geniuses who hit a bottleneck end up defeated by such needless self-blame and competitiveness.
今考えてみればやっぱり余計な心配だったね。ブローニャは自分の力を使って着実に一歩ずつ遠くを目指してる。そうだよね。それでこそ断りの律者だもん。
Ash of Reason stands for reason.
私も着実に一歩ずつ任されたことをこなさなきゃ。
True. One step at a time. Isn't that what Seele also said? Try attacking the time
目的は分かったけ
fracture.
ど有効な手段はまだ分からないしね。でも何事も始めが大事。まずはやってみないと。
We are just attacking the time fraction. Okay. What happens now?
空の律者の力を使わないと
Ah,
やっぱりダメだね。ブローニャの判断は基本的に正しいし腕力だけでも突破できる可能性はあるけど
but we used a little bit of Hash of Void's power, right?
今の私の力じゃ何の役にも立たないのかな。
But shouldn't that be enough? Like, how much do we actually need?
こうして盲目的に体力を使っても意味はないし
It doesn't make sense to
Booyah.
just blindly waste my power like this. What are we doing? Alright then. Reveal the weak spot in space to Kiana. like, how am I able to, like, manipulate her thoughts? This has something to do with, like, Senti.
待って、これはおかしいな。
Oh,
今現れたものなのかな。それとも
am I just
私が
noticing it
急
now?
に気づけるようになったの。
They are connected. I dodged.
キアナのターン。私の番。
聞いた？
Did it work? I don't know. I think it did. It got bigger. With the final blow along the tear caused by quantum shadow, the empty space before Kiana shattered, revealing an entrance to another world. But an entrance to another world. She became inaudible, as happens when two differing pressure collide. A virtually irresistible force pulled her into the rift. In just the blink of an eye, the only thing that remained were her shrieks still lingering in the air. It was also then that she realized why BRONYA emphasized practicing falling before leaving.
もちろん、事故なんて決して起きません。
It's still SENTI.
庇護を受けた状況で落下の姿勢という滑稽な理由で足を止めたら、私が語ろうとしている見解もデタラメになりま
If
すから。
even when protected she gives up for looking ridiculous while falling, then the point I want to make is
これ
nonsense.
までの間、私の手を使ってみて分かったはずです。
You should
私
know
が
what a
神を
god
どう
is.
定義しているかを。
I am so confused about like why SENTI is a narrator in this and she's manipulating me. So in the time that has just passed by my hand, you should know now what a god is. Ah, because she manipulated the story in some kind of way, right?
目では認識できない場所にいる私は全てを知っています。
I can even
彼女た
hear
ちの
their
心の声さえも
innermost
聞くことができます。
voices.
私は物語の展開を簡単に刺激でき、彼女たちに気づかれず、意のままに導くことができます。しかしそれは結果ではなく、起因です。
A god known by
人は神を知らない。
humanity cannot be called a god.
だからこそそれは神と呼ばれるのです。最終的には彼女の目に私たちみんなが担当する役が映るように。
And that is the exact role each of us play in her eyes. In whose eyes?
しかし、そろそろお別れの時間です。ブローニャという名の彼女の仲間が私の助けを必要としているようですからね。
The fall continued in another world that had just been artificially connected.
これは
I'm trying to follow like this. Why is Senti the god of this like bubble universe? Or she's just like trying to make me understand that she can... Oh, it's because it's a dream, right? Because... Oh... Hash of Sentience and also the 8 Divine Key are like manipulating dreams. Wasn't it like the Hash of Sentience in the previous era? I think I read that. Was like someone who can manipulate dreams and stuff like that, right? I think that is what happens here. Like Hash of Sentience is like so strong here because we are in some kind of dream state right now. That makes sense. As BRONYA predicted, even though she did not wield the power of the void, she had many other ways to land safely. It would hurt a little, but not to the point of making her gasp again.
やっぱりこっち側も両親
That
の
makes a lot of sense, that like Senti is like so present here because of the powers that Hash of Sentience has. Due to her limited theoretical knowledge, she could not realize that she had crossed a considerable distance by a means similar to warping in the Sea of Quanta. If distance meant the same in the Sea of Quanta as it did in the proper world, But in terms of results, she made the right judgment.
どちらも大して差がないなら、あの漁師の影たちはどうして攻撃を仕掛けたの?
Because one is a dream and one is not, right? Because the Sea of Quanta that we entered with Seele is a real thing in some kind of way, right? So like it's easier for me, it's probably like not the right term, but it's like easier for me to differentiate the two spaces because Kiana and BRONYA are representing like the dreaming side of humanity right now, right? And I feel like Seele, Durandal, Sushang, they are representing like the ones who already made it to being a stigma awakened, right? So we have those two different sides, and maybe with the help of like Cash of Sentience, they were able to break through the dream Sea of Quanta and make it to the Sea of Quanta where Seele actually is, right? She slowly adjusted her posture in an attempt to slow her descent and thus have more time to look for an answer. Oh, she's still falling? But it was unnecessary as the strangeness was too conspicuous. During her fall, hundreds of quantum shadows that had collapsed rose as if they were souls returning to the abyss. Apparently, they just tasted a harrowing defeat. The mere repercussion of that battle could lift her hair against the wind like high voltage. But what sort of power could achieve that? She should be able to, although she could not command her authority at will. As long as she focused on attacking instead of thinking, she could wreck the quantum shadows. But by that standard, she suddenly had a fuzzy but sturdy hunch. Almost reflexively, Kiana's body and mind relaxed on their own. She no longer needed to worry about how to counter ambushes or land smoothly because she could feel it. Feel what? The falling momentum stopped. Her hunch was about to come true.
次は直接会えるんだよね。
あれほど意味のない犠牲を出して、ようやく奴らが私が手も足も出ないような存在を召喚したのかと思ったら。
Don't tell me they are reuniting right now.
確かに手も足も出ない相手だったわね。まさか。
Oh my god.
約束がこんな形で実現するなんて。
That is such a beautiful shot, man. I'm getting teary eyes. That is the cutest thing ever.
メイ先輩、本当にメイ先輩だ。
Please don't make me cry.
ええ、私よ、キアナちゃん。
I'm so happy. Then came the customary silence. It was not an awkward moment. Man, look at them. They reunited in the Sea of Quanta. That is crazy. Because it was the same for anyone. If a heart looked forward to a reunion, it would rehearse it over and over again. It would ponder how to say the first sentence, how to express its ache and joy, and how to respond to the other's care. I'm so emotional right now. Anyone would want this special moment to be perfect, but anyone would suddenly feel powerless to break the thin silence like them. Because everyone could hardly notice one thing at this moment. Everyone who yearned for a reunion had never been truly apart.
こんな時、ペラペラといろんなことを話せると思ってたんだけどな。
I'm dying.
いざ会ってみると、ただ違う学校に行って半日しか別れてないみたいな感じだね。
Man, what an amazing scene.
それなら。
They must be so happy.
ただいま、キアナちゃん。
I feel like I can't go on from this point on. Like that was so unexpected. Like the inner monologue and the narration that we read, I would have never expected to see Mei like this, and now they are reunited.
おかえり、メイ先輩。
I don't want to go on. That was so cute.
それでキアナちゃん、私たちはリツちゃんの力を使えない、そういうことなのよね。
That is like this reunion was crazy and it was so nice at the same time.
ブローニャも含めてね。ところでメイ先輩はやっぱりすごいよ。私だったらこんな状態であれだけの漁師の彼と戦ったら、
Mei has been through a lot.
少しの余裕もないと思う。
Man, I can't believe they are seeing each other right now. And the music and the shots were so perfect for this. That was so cute, man.
あ、それは話すと長くなるの。
I guess.
現実で何も気にせずに戦えるようになったのはつい最近だから。私自身もまさかヨルムンガンドで手に入れた5万年を超えた経験が
I wasn't expecting the experience spanning 50,000 years that I gained at World Serpent.
これほどのメリットをくれるとは思わなかったわ。それでブローニャちゃんは？キアナちゃんの話だと彼女も近くにいるのよね。
あの怪物たちの攻撃は世界の泡の異常接続と関係があるって私たちはそう思ってたんだけど。
I can't move on.
まさか。
That was amazing.
まさか奴らが私に攻撃を仕掛けてたとはね。
That was truly amazing.
でもそう考えるとキアナちゃんたちの考えも正しいのかもしれない。とりあえず今は立てるような場所を探しましょう。
They're still floating. She finally realized that although she had stopped falling, she was not standing on the ground, but floating at a dangerous height among scattered metals.
大丈夫。ここは漁師の海だから。常識では考えられないことが起きても当然よ。
Mei is one of my favorite characters. She always has something so relaxing about her.
私に任せて。キアナちゃん、ちゃんと掴んでてね。
Hold on tight. I wish I could get a cutscene for this. I feel like before we are going on, we will listen to a conversation, but as soon as I am able to walk around or stuff like that, we will stop here. I'm trying to make this a little bit more like compressed and shorter, so we have, or I have enough time to like, I don't know, wrap my head around all of this. And yeah, because I feel like it is too much, and I said this many times before, I really want to understand like what's happening here.
さあ、次はブローニャちゃんを探しましょう。
リツシャの力が使えないなら、きっとブローニャの状況も
There is BRONYA and
あま
everyone
り良
is
く
back
ない気がす
together.
る。そうですね。
Not be looking optimistic for her, she's already there.
重装ウサギにキャッチしてもらおうか、ずっと考えてました。
She was watching us, that is.
だって、二人とも緊張しているようには少しも見えませんから。
久しぶりね、ブローニャちゃん。
メイ姉様、メイ姉さん、お久しぶりです。あ、ブローニャ？どうしてここに？わけがわからないまま漁師の影をまいていたら、わけがわからないまま二人の後ろにある空間接続点を発見したんです。
Strangely shook off the quantum shadows and strangely discovered that BRONYA could detour to the spatial connection point behind the two of you.
わけがわからないまま？
Strangely.
はい。なんと言えばいいでしょう。
So is someone helping us?
ブローニャは何らかの運命の導きを感じたような気がしま
Hush of
す。
sentience, right?
それはともかくとして本題に戻りましょう。メイ姉さんもここにいるということは、ブローニャの推測は正しいと思います。
I am trying to remember where we have last seen Mei before all of this. She was with Raven, right? But why is she caught up in the dream now? Did we not leave the dream?
これはリツ社を狙った行動です。もしかしたら
This is an act
他の
targeted
人も
at
ここに閉じ込められて
Hershey's.
るかもしれません。
Oh, that's why Herrscher of Sentience is here too, right? I mean, except for the fact that Herrscher of Sentience controls streams and stuff like that. And about that, I suppose I'm informed. Oh yeah, she knows everything. Yeah.
渡りガラスの話によると、彼らの成婚計画は
So they trapped the Herrschers in a different place, not where the people are who were supposed to be stigma awakened. What?
彼女の話はケビンの言動とも一致してるの。成婚計画の準備をするからヨルムンガンドを出ろと彼に言われたわ。そしてヨルムンガンドを出る途中、私は謎の何かに干渉され、意識を失った。おそらく私たちの現状は彼らの幹部ウサギと関係があるはずよ。でもどうやったらこんなことができるのかについては
Related to the ancient hair, we still haven't met this person who is responsible for like the new project Stigma.
それはさておき、ブローニャちゃんの話によると、二人も漁師の海で何とも言えない導きを感じていたの。
Narrator. I have yet to exert any influence on her.
とても不思議だったわ。それはずっと私をどこかに導こうとしていた。けど、曖昧ではっきりしなかったの。邪魔しに来た漁師の影の数が増えてなかったら、おそらく私もその導きに従ったままでいたでしょうね。私たちが感じた存在が同じものかはわからないけど、他に方法がないなら、私はやってみようと思うの。
というより、その導きに従ったから合流できたのかもしれません。それなら従う価値はあると思います。
True, because SENTI like actually pushed us together, right?
それでメイ先輩たちが言ってた導きって
Oh, I'm
一体
playing
何
as
なの？
Mei.
正確に言うと、そ
It's
れ
an
は人為的
artificial
に作られた
spatial
空間
opening
のほころびで
that can only be noticed by
特定の
people
経
with a
験を持つ
particular
者にしか
experience.
気づけないも
Oh,
の
okay.
って感じかしら。例えばここね。
For example, here. Okay. Since the reunion was amazing, and I feel like it's a good point to stop this part, the second part, and I feel like we are quite going somewhere. I thought we will spend more time with like Seele and the others until we switch like POVs a little bit later on to like reach Earth or see what the others are doing. I didn't expect this. This was really nice. I really enjoyed the reunion between Kiana and Mei. It was very emotional. It made me tear up a little because I like them so much. They are so cute together, and yeah, it was really great. And despite like everything else, I feel like we are like seeing now everything that is happening from two different sides, which I really appreciate because it helps us piece everything back together a little bit better. And yeah, I'm very much here for it. So as I said before, I will be gone from the 17th to the 23rd of May. So there might be a possibility that I will not be able to upload a part in that week. I'm trying to record one before that, but since I have to manage like everything with my back hurting and everything else, you know, I really need to get some rest because like some of the doctors said it might be like stress related or whatever. I don't really know. And since I'm like more stressed with like work, because I have to reach a certain amount of like hours for the month to be able to pay my bills and, you know, live life. I need just money. So anyways, guys, that is not your concern at all. Just wanted to let you know so you know what's going on and that there is a possibility that uploads in May are a little bit scuffed, but I am still very much here for the story, of course. And yeah, I'm very excited to go on. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and for stopping by, and also thank you so much for your patience and for you hanging around. I know it must be like really hard to watch someone who is like dragging out like the whole story of this game for like 3 years now, and I really want to like go on and wrap it up, but I have to do it at my own pace unfortunately, since I'm not like a healthy person and I need to take care of myself in between for, yeah, quite some time now, and really take this serious until I know like everything is okay, you know. But yeah, I really appreciate that you are still here, that you are still excited for me to go on with this game, that you are excited to hear my opinions about the story and everything. And yeah, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys. Like, I feel like the Honkai Impact community is like, out of all the gacha communities I have experienced so far in like a small amount, I feel like the Honkai Impact community is like the nicest. At least the people that are on my channel are really the nicest. You guys really help me out a lot. You are very patient with me going through all of this. You are always excited. You are always like watching and helping, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, it makes it so much fun to play this game actually, because I feel like the story is very good and the communication with you guys, even though I'm not streaming and stuff like that, is very good. And yeah, I really like that. I really appreciate that. But anyways, guys, that's really it now. As always, thanks so much for watching and for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next part. Bye.